Until you are taught by spirit, you will not count in time. Time is only a pathway that we walk through in order to find who we are, so that we are relevant with God in Zion. So at the age of 30, the spirit realm is still alien to you. At the age of 30, you still don't know the voice of God, and you think you are alive. You are floating like a balloon. Because the only thing that puts you in the center of the will of God is the power of the eternal God securing your soul and bringing you under his government. That is when you begin to live. You may leave this world and think you were 70 years old, but when you appear in Zion, they will ask you, where were you? Because you didn't appear in the radar of heaven. You were on earth. You counted in age and time, but heaven didn't see you. They were looking for you. You went through primary school, secondary school. You even became a doctor of philosophy. But when you showed up in Zion, your name didn't appear in the radar. The voice of God came to you many times, but you were not taught the ways of the Spirit. So even when you became a millionaire, you thought you were relevant. When I look upon Luke chapter 12 verse 20, the guy had worked hard. He was intelligent and diligent. He obeyed the laws of creation. And when he gathered his power, he said he will rest now. And God spoke from heaven. He said, you fool. How many of you are in contact with Zion? What was the last decision you took because God told you you are not alive? You are dead. You are only breathing oxygen. You will not realize it until your oxygen leaves here. You will appear like this and they will tell you, no, there was no life in your borders. Many are wasting because they don't understand that they are in a war zone. So she's 17 years old. She has had sex with 30 men. She thinks life is pleasure. She doesn't know that the spirit is bargaining her soul. She's having fun, but her soul is free. She is in the hand of a spirit, and she doesn't understand that she has been traded. She doesn't know that oxygen was given to her as an economy for her to fulfill the purpose of the divine God. The wise men of old had understanding. The Bible said David, after he had served the will of God, he rested with his fathers. He didn't come to this world to live for pleasure. He came and he connected to a signal coming from Zion. And every time he lived his life, he was following that navigation from heaven. Jesus was born. The day he was born, they saw his star from the side of the east. How did they know that he was a king? Because he came into a world that is cracked. Demonic intelligences. Every time men are born, they look upon their stars and they begin to trace their destiny, so that they marginalize it and they corrupt it. When Jesus was only 8 years old, they had gone to a king and thwarted his mind already, and the king gave an envoy that every child below the age of 2 should be killed. That's how far the devil can go to short circuit your destiny. Every child beyond the age of 2, because they saw a star and they said this star is a king that is born. You don't know that when you appeared, your star appeared in heaven, and from there they began to interpret your destiny. They know who you will be, but you came into time, you are living for luxury. It is when you depart that you will realize you never thought or scratched the reason why you came. There is a warfare going on. We are already in a ranking system. You came to collect a baton. Somebody else has passed on to glory. A baton is waiting for you so that you continue. But you came and you are living for pizza. Most of you don't know that you are in the lineage of Enoch. Maybe 1,000 people have walked in that lineage. This is your turn. But you came, you think it's about pleasure. That's why your priority is about Brazilian wig. When you come to heaven, then they will tell you that in your generation, we were waiting for you to advance the will of God, but we didn't see you. You were missing in action because you thought it was pleasure. When the scribes have nothing to write about you. Moses was 40 years old. There was nothing to write. The angels that came to collect his witness on earth had nothing to write. After 40 years, he was in the palace enjoying himself. Meanwhile, God had told Abraham many years ago that my people will be in captivity for 400 years. I will raise a deliverer. But the deliverer came, he was fraternizing in the courts of Pharaoh. Until the day that age, he came of age. The Bible said when Moses was come of age, he refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than the pleasures of Egypt, which is for a season. You are a Calabar citizen because you are actually a citizen of Calabar. Your name have not appeared in Zion. When you come of age, you will refuse to be called a Calabar man, because you will see the writings of ordination concerning you. That writing may sentence you to 10 years of fasting and prayer. It doesn't matter anymore. You are beginning to read the writing. You are reading the writing. So it determines the direction that you will go. Nothing was written about Moses for 40 years. Because he was not living on earth. He was in a palace, but he was not living. That is the condition of most of us. You are in Calabar, but you are not alive. When the angels come, they will not find you, because your name is pinned to your responsibility. They say, where are you? Did you not read about Adam? He was still in the garden, but when he disaligned from God, God showed up and he said, Adam, 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 where art thou? Most of us have not appeared on the radar. We are living for our appetites, deceived by spirits. It was after Moses came back to deliver Israel, that is when we understood that Egypt was not ruled by Pharaoh. There was a Leviathan in the belly of the sea. So in Exodus 12:12, God said, I am coming to Egypt to judge the gods of Egypt. The reason why the Israelites will be in bondage beyond the prophecy allowance was because they were under a government. They were in Babylon, and you think it's about Nebuchadnezzar. Until Daniel said, no, something is wrong. I have checked heaven. Prophecy have captured that this captivity is only for 70 years. Why are we still here? And then he went to heaven again by prayer. And suddenly the angel appeared. He said, I was given ability to fly swiftly so that I will give you skill and understanding. Hope you know Daniel was the wisest man in Babylon. The Bible said they were 10 times better than their best, but they were not reading the handwriting of heaven. He was interpreting dreams and vision, but he had nothing to do with ordination. But he said, I came to give you skill and understanding. Suddenly Daniel realized that their problem was not Nebuchadnezzar. Their problem was the prince of Persia. Calabar is under a prince. If you cannot break out of its influence and connect to heaven, you will live here for 80 years and we will celebrate long life, but there will be no value at